videotaping this guy taking a piss in the fucking parking lot. Put it on Bonehead Truckers. Alright, it is Tuesday morning, and I am here at the Trainer's Midway Diner in Bethel, PA, and boy do I got a story to tell. So everything you heard me say in my last video about my next load, yeah, that didn't happen. They put me on another load, and that was a complete disaster. So I'm a little irritated right now. So I'm gonna go in here and get some breakfast, and when I get done, I'll tell you a story. So it's an older place, but it's a goodie. Right here off 78, exit 16. Really good food. And the best part is they got plenty of truck parking. You can just about always get in here late at night and find a place to park. Been here many days, many nights. Okay, so story time. Now that I've had breakfast and I'm not as pissed off anymore as I was earlier this morning. So in the last video, I mentioned that my next load was picking up in Brenningsville, Pennsylvania, and I was taking it to Marcy, New York. And the load was ready by noon. It was a preload, so I had my whole day planned. I stayed in New York Sunday night, about 20 miles from where I delivered at in Shondak Landing. So I stayed there. I got up. Had plenty of time, had the day planned. I had left there. I wanted to go get a shower before I got to Brenningsville, which I did. I stopped at a TA in New Jersey. I forget the name of the town. I'll put it up here on the screen. But I stopped there, got a shower, get to Brenningsville, get checked in at the guard shack. They checked my trailer, make sure it's clean. They tell me which trailer to hook to, so I pull into the yard, drop the trailer, and I'm just about to hook to my preload, and then I get a message to call your fleet manager. So I called the fleet manager. He says, well, we're taking that load off of you. We need you to go over to Nestle and pick up a load going to Virginia, but you're just gonna take it to Carlisle and relay it to another driver because you won't be able to deliver it on time. I had to deliver it at 2 o'clock this morning. So yeah, there was no way I could have made that. So now this is at like 12:30 yesterday. So the pickup was a two-stop pickup at Nestle. And it was actually on the same street where I was at to pick up my other load that got canceled. It was Nestle Way in Brenningsville. Well, Nestle owns multiple buildings on this road. So they said you got 2 stops. First stop is a 3 p.m. pickup appointment. The second stop is a 5 p.m. pickup appointment. So they send me the load assignment, and it tells me, and this is where I hate, or one of the things I hate about this company, is their load assignments, the way the way that they do it. Now the address says 910 Nestle Way. Down in the descriptions, it says the 910 address is if you're getting a preload, 405 Nestle Way if you're live load. Okay, well, I'm live loading, so I got to go to 405. But also down there, it says my first stop is at 200 Nestle Way. Okay, so wait a minute. The first address on the load assignment says 910, but now it says stop 1, 200 Nestle Way. Okay, so where am I going, 910 or 200? Now it says live load to go to 405. Okay, I'm live loading, so I got to go to 405. But do I do 405 first, or do I go to 200 first? And why is 910 in there? Then I look at the app. Now this was on the tablet here. I was looking at my load assignment on the tablet. Now the app says something completely different. The app on the phone. Instead of 405, it says to go to 555 to get one of the loads. So I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute. Now I got 4 addresses and only 2 stops. I got 200, 405, 555, and 910 all on Nestle Way. And now all of these are in Nestle buildings. So I sent a message to the fleet manager. I'm like, okay, where am I going first? Where is my first pickup? I got 4 addresses here. I don't know where to go. And they replied back to go to 910. They go to 910, that's your first pickup. I said, okay, fine. So I sat there at the other place where I was supposed to pick up. They had a place to pull over and park. So I sat there until about 2:15. Or sorry, about 2:30. And then I went down the street to the 910. Well, I get down there, I get to the guard shack, and the woman tells me, no, you're at the wrong place. Your load is at 405. Okay, so I had to flop around and then go back down the street to 405. So I get there. It's by the time I get there and get checked in, it's 2:47. So I'm 13 minutes early for my appointment, which does not matter. Appointment times in this business don't matter. Although you have to be there on time. If you got a 3 o'clock appointment, you have to be there before 3. They may make you sit for 8 hours, but you still have to be there on time. If you're a minute late, they put you at the back of the line or they don't load you at all. So I get there on time, I check in, they tell me to go park on the line and wait for a phone call. So I said, okay. So I go back there and park. I sat there for 3.5 hours until 6:30. And they finally called me with the door. They said, go to door 14. So I back up to door 14. I sit there for 1 hour, and then I get another phone call. And they tell me, well, driver, are you the one at door 14? I said, yes. They said, well, we can't load you because your order is for only 5 pallets, and we have a minimum of 10 pallets. So I said, okay, well, I said, it's probably only 5 pallets because I got a second pickup. Well, you know, we can't load you. You have to get 10 pallets or we can't load you. So you need to call your company, find out what's going on. So I sent a message to Fleet, got no response. I called, nobody answered. I called a second time, nobody answered. Finally, on the third time, somebody answered the phone. I told them what was going on. And they said, okay, well, we'll just pull this load off for you, so just go find a place to park and call us in the morning. So a whole day wasted, got absolutely nothing done. In the meantime, a driver was sitting in Carlisle waiting on me to relay this load to him. So he didn't get a load. He probably sat there all day, didn't get nothing. Hopefully he's done got another load by now. But this morning, I call in and I told my fleet manager what happened. The guy I was talking to last night was part of the skeleton crew. That's the crew that comes in after hours. So I told my fleet manager what happened. And he says, okay, well, you know, I'll see what I can do about putting, you know, giving you some money for waiting time and, you know, whatever. Whatever it is. Whatever they give me is not going to equal out to what I could have made if I were driving. So it was a whole day wasted. Got minimum wage for it. And now he gives me another load. And this load picks up down by, I think, Carlisle or south of Carlisle, PA, somewhere down there. And the load is ready. It's a preloaded trailer, so it's ready to go. The problem is it delivers in Shodak Landing where I was at Sunday night, and it doesn't deliver until 1:30 in the morning. So I have to sit here. It's 5 minutes till 10 o'clock right now. So basically I have to sit here until about 4 o'clock this afternoon before I can leave, so that I can go down there, get the load, turn around, go back up to New York, and be there before 1:30. And then I gotta hope that they get me unloaded in time, so that I have enough time to get out of there and go find a place to park. So where I'm going to park at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning in BFE, New York, I have no idea. Now, I was up there Sunday and everything went smooth. I got out of there fairly quick, but it was a Sunday. Sundays, or weekends are, not that busy. This is going to be Tuesday morning, so it might be a little different this time. And I've read the reviews on this place before I went there Sunday, and they were just awful. People talking about sitting there 6-8 hours. So that'll probably happen this time. And if I run out of hours while I'm sitting there trying to get unloaded, well, what am I going to do? I can't stay there. They don't allow parking overnight. So all I can do is go into violation and, drive out of there in violation, trying to find a place to park, and then get a call from safety in the morning. Oh, you're a bad driver. You went into violation. You're terrible. Anyway, that's the story. That's the way it's been going so far with Heartland Express. I'm really not impressed. I said I'd give them a year, but from what I've seen so far, I don't think I'm going to make it a year, honestly. It just has not been positive so far. I don't see how you make money here yet. Maybe it'll change. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's see what the dash cam got today.
Very good question, Jesse. A lot of times after a conviction and a number of appeals have been filed and they've all been dismissed, then drugs will be destroyed. But I've never heard of drugs being destroyed in the middle of an investigation. This is highly unusual, and there's really no precedence for it as far as I know. Are you buying the fact that they couldn't lift a single print, a single shred of DNA from this baggie? That's one of the problems in this solution. We cannot ignore today's events, today you put out your Truth Social post. What is clearly a judiciary video that Jim Jordan is looking into whether...
Yeah, so that second video that you just seen, that truck there to the right blew a tire, and you hear it pop, and it was so loud that I actually thought it was my tire that popped. Then you see me go to the left there, and then you hear my lane departure warning go off. I think just before I said, oh, that scared the shit out of me. But yeah, he popped the tire and scared me a little bit, and I think it scared the guy behind me because he backed off pretty good and ducked in behind me. But okay, so we're back in Showdyke Landing, New York again. I was just here Sunday. It's now Tuesday, and I'm back. This time I didn't have to wait. As soon as I come in, what you do when you come in here, they get your number at the gate, and then they tell you to go park, and they'll give you an assigned parking spot. But tonight when I got in here, I should say this morning because it's after midnight, but when I got in here, I didn't even get parked in my assigned parking spot before I got a phone call to go ahead and back up to door 58. So I went ahead and pulled around and backed up to the door, turned in the paperwork, and they haven't started on me yet, but hopefully they will soon. It's still an hour before my appointment time. My appointment was 1:30, and I got in here at midnight, so I think I got about 4 hours left I can drive as of right now. I didn't start my day until 3:30 out of Bethel, PA. I stayed there until 3:30. Started my pre-trip at 3:30, left out of there at 4:45. Went down to Newville and picked up this loaded trailer. Left there, I went to the terminal in Carlisle, and I was hoping to get fuel there, but when I get there, they were still installing the fuel pumps, so they weren't even open yet. So a block away is the Flying J, so I just went to the Flying J and got fuel, and then drove all the way up here. So, but here I am, and we're gonna get unloaded sometime this morning, and hopefully we can find a parking spot when we get out of here, and then we'll see what tomorrow brings. Here we are at Hannaford's in Shodak Landing, New York. So we got the green light. Now we're just waiting on the phone call to pick up the paperwork, and we will get out of here. Kind of dead in here this morning. It's like one truck down there. I think there's only about 2 trucks down on this side. No, there's more than that. There's about 4 trucks down there. But not that busy. There's my dirty truck. I'm going to take her to a Blue Beacons and give her a proper bath. Those automated truck washes at the terminals, not all that great.